Hello and welcome, Iceform here, and today I'm playing some Arma 3 beta in cooperative gameplay, and this is part of my how-to series in Arma 3. Today it is infantry combat and cover to cover pretty much. So today me and Fitch will be showing you how to use cover effectively. Here we are up in some rocks, and rocks are quite common cover in Stratus because of the island itself is quite highly made out of rocks, and you find them a lot around the place. So it's always good to stay crouched behind rocks because they do provide more cover than standing up and being more out and open, and you can get hit a lot easy. Always use Q and E to bend round cover to cover because it's always good to show less of yourself. Always crouch from cover to cover as well because that then can protect your body more. So what we're going to do here is we're going to move up onto the helicopter using all the different covers available to show how you should effectively move onto a target. So if you want to take round the left hand sort of approach, and I'll go around the right hand approach. Okay?
Alright.
When going from a big long distance, like over a road or something like that, it's probably best to either sprint or work as a team to keep clear, because you don't want to be out in the obvious, but if you work as a team to cross a road, you can be more effective. So you can always, right here, I'm not in any sort of tactical stance, but I am walking, so you can sort of clear the area around you, because that way you can still shoot back.
Right. I got you covered, cross road.
Whereas if you just sprint across, you can't normally shoot back. One thing you always want to do is make sure you're sort of in height with your cover. So right now, I am below my cover, but if I want to shoot over my cover, I can't do that without peeking my head round the corner like this. What you can do is press Control and press W, and that will raise my height a bit, or press it again and that will raise my height again, or press it again and it'll raise it again. And as you see, I'm slowly raising my height until I can actually just about peek over. This is effective. You can also hold Control to go down in different parts so that you are in level. So if I go down, I can go down quite a bit, and then I can bend myself around. So if you watch here, I'm going down, and then I'm going to bend. So here,
moving up to the next building.
I'm now bending around the cover, but not using E. It's a bit more safer, as you can get more of a straight line, whereas with that it's more at an angle, so it is harder to hit enemies. This, you're shooting more straight. And then you can move up like this, and use that same bend to keep looking round the corners. You probably want to always stick near walls, as you don't want to be too open from too many angles. See, this wall here is keeping my left angle very clear. All I have to worry about is my right, front and back. Bushes are a good use of cover. They do not protect you, but they do keep you concealed, and people generally can't see you if you're hiding in a bush. It's always good to go prone behind cover because that keeps you small, and if you're a smaller target, you're harder to hit. Okay then. You can always move up through targets. It doesn't matter if you sprint across a road or such, as long as you're quick and you don't want to be vulnerable for too long. Windows and stuff is good use of cover because you can use different angles to shoot through windows, and it's hard to shoot through a window than it is to shoot from a window. So if you look here, there's for instance a window over there. It's harder to shoot into that window like this than it is for me to shoot out of it, because that's a smaller gap than you have to shoot out. So it's more effective to use cover and small gaps to shoot out of. This is good for these sorts of different types of cover. Is good in quite civilized areas to use these different sort of covers to bend round, get a good angle on somebody. Always use cover, never be out in the open because it only takes a couple shots to kill. If you've got a good marksman, it will take one headshot to kill. So you always want to use different types of buildings and stances to make sure you have the upper hand on your enemy. Now I'm going to move to infantry shooting at somebody that is behind cover, and how to get upper hand on somebody that is using cover effectively. So, let's say you find yourself in Gurn or Agia Marina or some places where there's a lot of buildings. You know that there's an enemy. For instance, in this one, Fitch is going to be the enemy. He is clearly in that house. Let's say you know that. So you want to use cover to your advantage and different stances to get the upper hand and be able to fight back. He has clearly got quite a lot of cover. He's inside a building, he's got small windows to shoot out, which is harder for me to shoot in. So you want to make sure that you can shoot him, but he can't shoot you. For instance, he could easily shoot my head here, but I can't shoot him because my gun isn't in line with my head, for instance. So you want to use different types of stances and cover. So you can, yes, bend your head round this different rock to then shoot at him, but this isn't as effective as getting in to the tactical stance that I will be getting in if I can. There we go. This tactical stance. This here is quite a lot more effective, as you can bend your gun round and still take a lot of cover. Suppressing fire is something good in Arma, because you can suppress your enemy and then run across to a different type of cover, because they will be obviously trying to hide from your bullets. So it's always good to use suppressing fire or covering fire. Here I'm going to bend my person round, use suppressing fire, and then move up through the buildings. Always use different covers, different stances, different techniques to get the upper hand on your enemy. Suppressing fire again to move up to the next cover. Here's a good part about breaching. Maybe you don't want to be vulnerable and let yourself open. You can always breach a different wall or something. And now that will probably make your enemy quite scared. It will shock the enemy that you've got some sort of explosives. You can put them off. It gives you a bit more of an upper hand. Here I'm bending my head around, covering fire, and then you can get a different angle at him. Normally he will not know where you are. Obviously we're in the same squad, so he will know. So you always want to, use different opportunities, angles, directions to confuse your enemy and make sure that you can always get to him before he can get to you. You see, you can surprise your enemy from many different angles, and he can do the same for you. But if he's inside a building, the chances are he probably isn't going to be able to get to you. There, he got a decent shot at me. I was making myself very obvious, and I let myself get out in the open. But remember, you can always surprise your enemy by grenades, smoke, explosive charges, and they'll normally get the upper hand on him. So there, I threw a grenade in the building, and it killed him. It's a lot better to work as a team, because you can give each other supporting, covering fire.
Yeah, we can just,
Something I don't do a lot is use my grenades. But to be honest, if you use these tactics, not many people, most people run around in the open, they're very obvious, they won't sort of use cover as effectively, so you can easily get the upper hand on them, because you're going to be way over their league. They're not going to be using a building as well and use it as much as cover.
If you've watched some of the previous videos that we've been in, most people just tend to run in there and shoot at you. It's not often that people will actually be like, right, let's do this tactically, let's do this legit. You're gonna go here, I'm gonna go here, use cover, tactical stances. I've not seen like one or two people apart from us that use the tactical stance.
Yeah.
I mean, only one or two people that I've seen use the tactical stance. It's more of a just WAS and D.
Yeah. E and Q, like we always use E and Q, but now think about it. Control D is really effective to bend your body, because you keep that straight in line.
And yeah, you control D and then you can press E as well, and you get that extra little bit of turn.
Yeah, if
and
you
it's
want.
Really good.
Because look, right here, if you watch in third person, if I go behind this cover, I can bend my head just out like this, or now I've got I could be like this, have just the top of my head, be like this, and have my arm as well. Or, if I get out of tactical stance, I could press E and have like half of my body out to just shoot them. So it's always good to use these tactical stances, have a look through the controls and stuff. Go in cooperative play, go in Wasteland, get used to like using cover effectively.
Yeah, cooperative is very good for practice. Wasteland not so much, because if you die it matters. Cooperative is a lot better because it's just there. You can get vehicles, helicopters, and all that for free without worry of struggling. And it's
you always want to get
really
maybe
effective.
a height advantage or some sort of advantage over your enemy, and surprise them. Throw a grenade in there. If you throw a smoke in there, if they're in a small confined area with a smoke grenade, they're not going to be able to see shit. So for cover, let's say you're in an ATV or some sort of vehicle, and you meet somebody who's clearly shooting at you behind equal level playing. There he is. So you want to get into a good tactical stance. For instance, this one may be quite good for using like an ATV. Cute. And you can use different behind vehicles. It's always good to use different sort of tactical stances and keep behind the cover. Here I'm in sort of level. I'm getting quite a lot of cover from my vehicle. I can provide pressing fire even if I don't quite see the enemy. I can still lay down fire, which use these techniques. I hope they improve your gameplay. I hope you die less.
There's one main thing that you have to remember.
What?
Always do the unexpected.
Yeah. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode, which I don't know what it'll be. Catch you there.